and welcome to the 2009 Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade. My name is Andy Aubrey, and my co-host for this great event is Leland Abernathy. Leland, how are you?
I am doing fine. We had a beautiful morning today. It's Memorial Day. It's really the kickoff of the summer. It's a beautiful day for a parade here in downtown Royal Oak.
Right. The crowd has assembled, and they're looking forward to a great event. And let's not forget the reason we're here, which is to thank the servicemen and women, past and present, who are among the military and have some made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom that we enjoy on a day-to-day basis here in the United States of America.
You know, a little bit of history here. Memorial Day was originally designed as a Civil War holiday.
Oh, really?
Yes, exactly. And it didn't become an official holiday, though, even though it was celebrated by many states, many cities, until the 60s.
Interesting. Okay. So it's an event that you're learning more about as you watch our telecast here. Thanks to this man.
That's right. Educational TV right here in WROK.
WROK brings it to you in your living room. And I believe we are getting ready to enjoy this parade with the first event, and that would be the lead police car.
That is right. Well, they're coming up right behind us, so let's go to a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few short minutes.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives.
I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life.
Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
The ash trees of America need your help. This little green bug is killing them by the millions. It's the emerald ash borer beetle, an invasive species from Asia. People usually notice something is wrong when they see fewer leaves at the top of the tree. By then, it's too late. The emerald ash borer probably has a stranglehold on that tree. The emerald ash borer is costing homeowners, communities, and nurseries millions of dollars in lost shade trees. Early detection of the bug is vital in stopping its spread. If you suspect your ash tree is in distress, local officials or your state's agricultural extension office can help you with more information. There is something you can do to help stop the spread of this deadly pest. Don't move firewood. The bug likes to hitch a ride on the logs used for fires. People unknowingly spread this deadly pest by taking firewood to campsites and cottages. Find out about state and federal regulations. If you use firewood for any reason, buy it locally. Help stop the green menace. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Well, our first up on our parade will be the Royal Oak Police Department motorcycle unit. You don't want to see them in your rearview mirror. Parades are fine. Any other time, I like them to pay attention elsewhere.
Coming up right behind our police motorcycle group is the Police Department Honor Guard unit, men and women of the Royal Oak Police Department.
Courage, integrity, and service. All good virtues. Police Department Interim Chief Christopher Yankee is marching today, correct?
I see him. Well, and I thought that was him in the vehicle there, but I don't see him in the vehicle.
And next up, we've got our fire department. That doesn't mean you're that vehicle.
I don't think that's the date of production.
I understood now. I get it. Okay, good. So let's say it would be time for a new one. We got the ambulance and the green vehicle.
Now that first truck we saw was a ladder truck. Obviously, it had a big ladder on it. The vehicle we see coming up here is a pumper truck. It starts off with an easy 500 gallons, but it will connect to all the various pumps and hydrants.
Yep.
I think is the word I'm looking for.
He sure is. And next up, we've got Oakland County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Michael J. Bouchard in attendance every year here in Royal Oak.
Oh, there he is.
He's walking with the family this morning. The dive and rescue.
Now, there's a vehicle you don't see too often in Royal Oak.
No,
is the
not
sheriff's.
well, there's not a lot of lakes and waterways.
The northern part of the county has lots of lakes.
That's right. Sheriff's been good to us here. Standard here at the parade in Royal Oak. Sheriff, good to see you. And he will be making several appearances around Oakland County today in different parades. One thing I like about this parade, not a lot of kids throwing candy.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hit in the eye many times doing other parades, and I love the sentiment, and the dentists love it, and my eye doctor likes it because I keep having to go in, but it seems to be a tradition elsewhere.
So
not
perhaps
here.
a welding mask or
Yes,
some sort of face guard.
something, goggles, something like that. But
And we're very proud to announce the lead-off veteran group for our parade is a VFW Acorn Post 1669. The lead-off veterans this year with the present commander, Ken Reese.
And one of the beauties of the Memorial Day Parade is it gives an opportunity for some of our past veterans to receive some of the richly deserved accolades that are due them from their time in serving our country. Gives them a chance to put the uniform on back again. Junior and senior poppy queens of the VFW Post 1669.
And the Poppy Queens are being followed up by the Care Brothers, Vietnam veterans, 4 brothers, Tom, Harvey, John, and Michael, voluntarily served our country during the Vietnam War, all in different branches.
And they've been the regulars here at our parade too for years.
Another shot of the Care Brothers there.
Behind them, we've got the In-Country Vietnam Motorcycle Club. All the members of this motorcycle club are combat veterans of the Vietnam War. And they put on a motorcycle ride every year with all proceeds going to the homeless vets at the Detroit Veterans Center. We welcomed them to our parade for the first time this year and hope to see them in future parades.
And we've got a bit of a break here coming up, Andy, so let's take a quick break and we'll be right back after this.
I used to have a goat. Where did it go? It went to a family who really needed it. You see, giving a family an animal is like giving them a business. The wool, milk, eggs all turn into income for medicine, school, clothing, a better home, a sustainable livelihood. Soon, the family is passing on the gift of the animal's offspring to another family who does the same and on until the whole community is lifted out of poverty. That is where my goat went, and that's why you give to Heifer International.
The ash trees of America need your help. This little green bug is killing them by the millions. It's the emerald ash borer beetle, an invasive species from Asia. People usually notice something is wrong when they see fewer leaves at the top of the tree. By then, it's too late. The emerald ash borer probably has a stranglehold on that tree. The emerald ash borer is costing homeowners, communities, and nurseries millions of dollars in lost shade trees. Early detection of the bug is vital in stopping its spread. If you suspect your ash tree is in distress, local officials or your state's Agricultural Extension Office can help you with more information. There is something you can do to help stop the spread of this deadly pest. Don't move firewood. The bug likes to hitch a ride on the logs used for fires. People unknowingly spread this deadly pest by taking firewood to campsites and cottages. Find out about state and federal regulations. If you use firewood for any reason, buy it locally. Help stop the green menace. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Oh, welcome back to the parade. It's another, like we were saying earlier today, it's a beautiful sunny morning here on Memorial Day. Coming up next is the Royal Canadian Legion Maple Leaf Post number 84, led by the Commander Gary Orban.
Do I hear the Celtic pipes and drums? Let's all give them a listen.
I'd tell you, it's not a parade without the Celtic pipes and drums.
That's for sure. They come from Birmingham and White Lake, and they've been with our parade for many years.
And here's the Royal Canadian Legion. I'm thinking, no, this is the Franklin Linland Post. You know, I'm not even going to look at this script anymore. I'm just going to start reading signs.
Throw the roster out the window. Well, that's a parade tradition too, isn't it? Yeah. The events never seem to come exactly in the order we're giving them, but
Well, as we get this order, you know, a couple days before the parade, and there's so many changes, things happen day of parade.
Right.
So the committee that puts the parade together, Kathy Taylor and the rest of the parade committee do a wonderful job stringing this event together. And I think the turnout that we've got with both people in the parade and people along the course of the parade route, I think it really shows the dedication of all the volunteers and all the people that participate.
we just had the American Legion Post Auxiliary 253, and I think behind them we've got Honor Flight Michigan, and in the distance a flyover.
A flyover going somewhere. Don't seem to be coming this way.
Those are the A-10 Warthogs out of Selfridge.
Oh.
In the distance, just overhead there.
Way overhead.
At, well, 9:10 by our watch at the moment, but...
Now, the Honor Flight Veterans Group is a group of, it's a nonprofit, all-volunteer group of dedicated individuals, has for the last 2 years escorted 900 Michigan World War II heroes on 20 all-expense-paid flights to Washington, D.C. to visit the various war memorials in Washington, D.C.
That's right. You can visit their website at honorflightmichigan.com to download applications, make donations, and support their fundraising activities. And we want to thank the wonderful efforts of Honor Flight Michigan, who have honored these veterans.
An interesting fact, it's part of parade protocol that whenever the flag is marching the parade, it's always guarded on each side by a weapon of some sort, whether it be a rifle or a ceremonial sword.
So we're not actually under attack here in Royal Oak right now?
No.
Thank goodness. There's a relief. I was going to have to hide behind the mayor over here in a second.
Now here's something we don't see too often in Royal Oak, an armored vehicle.
Not too, thank goodness for that.
And, you know, I have no information on this vehicle.
Nope, they shuffled the deck on us a little bit back at the start-finish line there. Start line.
And the nice thing is we're about to see one of our cameramen get creamed by an
which I
armored
hope,
car right now.
I hope they get that on camera, by another camera, of course, because that one won't be working once that tank rolls over.
You know, I tried fixing a machine gun to my Honda.
Yeah. How did that work
my
for you?
2003 Honda. It wasn't very popular.
But you get
with
the parking
DMV.
spot you want.
I got the parking spot I wanted.
Well, this is an easy one. The banners help a lot. We've got Cub Scout Pack 1607 from Royal Oak, Northwood Elementary PTA, and their leader is Mike Bonkowski. These scouts are proudly helping to gather donations for our honor flight trips this year. My favorite is some of the dads that look like just crawl out of bed. They get the coffee. They're walking with the kids. You
Now,
know.
you're involved with Scouts, aren't you?
Yes, that's true. My son's in Cub Scouts over at our Shepherd Lutheran in Birmingham, and an outstanding organization. They are. Great community service.
Now, there's a lovely, this is a giant American flag.
Once again, our cameraman is taking the team.
Reckless abandon with our equipment. That is a beautiful shot. That is America. This is a 1930 Model A Ford brought to us by George and Irene Jones of Royal Oak. George is a veteran who's been driving on a Memorial Day parade with his wife for the last 30 years. Glad to see them come back every.
The Great Lakes Commission.
And they're brought up by a number of other local officials. Marie Donegan, State Representative Marie Donegan, serving Royal Oak and Madison Heights, as well as U.S. Congressman Gary Peters.
Congressman, good to see you out here today. But that's not all, because behind Congressman Peters
is U.S. Senator Carl Levin.
Correct. And Senator Levin, the Levin boys, they've turned coat on the Tigers this year, but they've jumped on the Red Wing bandwagon. And a couple of great sports fans, local guys carrying the banner for our teams. Senator Carl Levin, the distinguished one, and his brother Sander.
And I know they've been marching in the Royal Oak Parade for at least, to the best of my knowledge, for at least the last 5 years. They haven't missed
more
one.
More like 10.
Really?
Because I've done this parade for the WROK at least 10 years, and I know they've both been here each and every year. Sporting the Hosa and Datsu jerseys. Very nice.
And behind the Levins is State Senator for the 13th District, John Papageorge. It's Memorial Day. He was a colonel in the U.S. Army.
Very interesting.
And I was not aware of that.
He's in fact 30 years of active duty.
Wow, that is a long time.
He graduated from West Point. He actually began his career as an infantryman and wound up the last 4 years on loan to the State Department. He saw 2 combat tours in Vietnam.
And coming up, like I say, I love marching bands. I love parades for the marching bands. Here's the Royal Oak High School Marching Band. Let's give them a listen. Oh, what a wonderful job. The Royal Oak High School Marching Band, combined high schools. What used to be Royal Oak Ondaro and Kimball are now Royal Oak High School. Of course, that's old news to most of our people here. And they're being followed up by the Optimist. Things are looking up.
They are. I'm feeling more positive by the minute here. The Optimist Club has served our community for more than 60 years. The Champion of Youth Service Club invests in the future by investing in the youth of our community. Its oldest member, Jack Salter, has been honored this year as the Royal Oak Parade's Grand Marshal.
Oh, awesome. There's Jack.
Here comes Jack. Jack's done some great things in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we have.
Very involved with the youth, keeping youth on the straight and narrow.
That's correct.
Which is a difficult thing in these days, these times.
Absolutely.
He and his wife, Patty. And I believe these are the Knights of Columbus, a fraternal order founded in New Haven, Connecticut in 1882. Today, there are actually 2 chapters serving Royal Oak. They've won many awards for their contributions to the community, and they have an annual Tootsie Roll sale that help sponsor various events for the mentally impaired. They also support the local police and fire departments. And now this, I would imagine, this group is the Elks Club?
It looks like the Elks Club, that's right. Of course, the Elks Club is a fraternal organization focused on handicapped children and national service.
Followed up by the Wapiti, which is a female elk.
That's right.
A woman's auxiliary. And these poor folks in the gray van that seem to be lost.
Right, they're actually not part of the parade at
No,
all.
they're going on because there is actually an event after the parade. They are participating in the parade, and they're carrying stuff for the Elks Club to the Oakview Cemetery. And the Ezra Parker chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution of Royal Oak. Now, Ezra Parker, buried in Oakview, is one of not one of our Royal Oak's first citizens, but he was actually served in the Revolutionary War.
Interesting. Behind them are the children of the American Revolution, and I must say they've preserved well.
Not bad for 200 some odd years.
Right, I wouldn't put them a day over 10 years old.
Yeah.
Still, so that's amazing. I want to get their diet regimen. Behind them, of course, the Daughters of the American Revolution.
And being brought up, coming up here, the FOE, Fraternal Order of Eagles.
That's Auxiliary 2092.
And the Royal Oak Historical Society.
Royal Oak is trendy. Is that a true statement? I guess that's true. The Royal Oak Historical Society, though, is a volunteer organization with over 150 members, organized to collect and preserve historical materials and folklore connected with the city of Royal Oak. Some of their events include the fundraisers, town hall meetings, the annual corn roast at Farmers Market in August, and the swing dance at Royal Oak Middle School.
And I understand they are just short of opening up their own museum.
That's Dale Peock behind the wheel of that
Malibu?
Is that a Malibu, a Chevy? Yeah. My former compadre for Royal Oak hockey on Wednesday nights,
That is
year
correct.
after year, with the late, great Larry Auger.
And the Royal Oak Memorial Society.
And our Grand Marshal. Memorial Society Grand Marshal is Ken Brancho. He was a U.S. Army infantryman in World War II. He and his wife raised 13 children in Royal Oak, and they're very active in St. Mary's Church. And there's McGruff.
The crime dog
What would
taken.
the parade be without McGruff?
Bite out of crime. The Royal Oak Crime Prevention Council, featuring McGruff the Crime Dog, aids and assists Royal Oak Police Department in providing assistance in patrolling parking problems and general citizen activities and in memorials to support the Royal Oak Police Department as they request. Oh, and that's Interim Police Chief Chris Yonke.
There he is.
Following
Okay.
McGruff.
We announced him earlier. We knew he was here somewhere. He just wasn't.
Keeping an eye on
Exactly.
McGruff the Crime Dog.
That's right.
Well, you know those dogs can turn on you sometimes.
They can. And the Don Darrow alumni was followed up by the Royal Oak Middle School Marching Band. And here they come. Director Tim Foreman and Jan von Eberstein. To honor our veterans today, the band has been marching at Royal Oak Middle School for the third year. Let's give them a listen.
And having marched in my fair share of parades when I was in high school, I can tell you these kids are doing a lovely job.
They do. They're doing a wonderful job.
And speaking for myself, I knew I would always start out in a bright march, and I would usually end by the end of the parade barely shuffling my feet.
Depends on the length of the parade.
Yes, exactly. The longest and hottest and worst were actually the Cherry Festival parades in Traverse City.
Oh, yeah.
They were fun, but you're wearing a heavy wool uniform in 80 plus heat. Oh,
That's tough.
it was a walking sauna.
Well, behind the marching band, we have the Special Olympics of Southeast Michigan. These are just a few of the many athletes from the Southeast chapter of the Special Olympics. And after them is the Oak Ridge Co-op Preschool. This began as the Longfellow PTA Committee in the 1970s. The preschool currently meets in the Churchill Community Education Center, a short drive from Oak Ridge Elementary.
And behind them are Katie's kids.
Katie's Kids is a Christian childhood daycare center located right here in downtown Royal Oak. And we're celebrating their 5th anniversary this month. They educate children 6 weeks to 6 years of age and are known throughout the community with their daily walks.
And she's stymied by our cameraman.
Yes, starstruck again. She's scared by him, you think? Or?
And it looks like they're throwing candy at him. So.
That's what it is. Okay. Behind them, the Royal Oak Soccer Association. And they are followed by the Wahoo Baseball Club of Royal Oak. It's the first time this group's joined our parade, Leland. Welcome to them. Their contact person is Terrence Utley.
Wahoo Baseball.
The boys are in traditional baseball garb.
And Royal Oak Chiefs football.
Great tradition here in Royal Oak. Royal Oak Chiefs and Chargers, of course.
A fall classic.
Yeah.
Booth
You
football in
almost
Royal
wish
Oak.
they just bust out a little scrimmage right here in the middle of the parade route.
And the Brownies.
Yes, this is the Northwood Girl Scout troop, actually. Their leader is Mary Campbell. And they do things like raking leaves and helping senior citizens. And one of their key events is the Mountain of Mittens project. So we thank them for all their community activism.
And for the real little girls, we have the Brownies.
Yep, that's right. Is it Troop 72414 according to our sheet here? And then they just start coming fast.
They just start coming. They come. The groups are intermingled. So
it's an avalanche of Girl Scouts and Brownies all of a sudden.
We'll just let them come.
That's right.
And enjoy the ride. Oh. Thank you. I don't know about you, Andy, but I know what I'm going to do for lunch now.
Yeah.
Just had one of the members of the one of the new restaurants downtown, La Feast.
Okay.
In fact, I have eaten there before.
Is that right?
It's Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food. Great service and some really good food.
Ah, okay.
Really, Royal Oak downtown is still jam-packed on Thursday nights, Wednesday nights. It's still a busy place to be, and there's still some great restaurants down here.
In Metro Detroit, I can't think of another community that can really stand up to us with the nightlife and dining.
Okay, so let's. We're going to take a quick break right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We'll be with you in just a few short moments.
This little green bug from Asia is causing a lot of trouble for all of us. It's called the emerald ash borer beetle, and it's killing millions of our shade-giving ash trees. The bug likes to hitch a ride on firewood. Many campers and cottage owners bring their firewood with them. The trouble is, the bug is hard to detect. You may not know the emerald ash borer is hitching a ride with you. You can help stop the spread of this killer pest by simply not moving wood. If you use firewood, buy it locally. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Whenever and wherever disaster strikes, the Army National Guard is there, serving the communities of our great nation. When the citizen soldiers of the Army National Guard join forces with local communities, you'll see Americans at their best. If you want to be part of our team and serve your community and your nation, visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Okay, welcome back to the 2009 Memorial Parade. My name is Leland Abernathy. With me here is Andy Aubrey, and we're just seeing the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, we got Cub
March
Scouts
by.
here. These
Cub
are the
Scouts, rather.
1630, what are they? I can't read their banner at the moment. 1631, that is. Their leader's Tom Buckheim, and they're chartered from St. John's Methodist Church here in Royal Oak. They meet at Oak Ridge Elementary. And two of their scouts placed first and third in this year's Northridge District Pinewood Derby.
Really?
Which actually we were a part of over at our Shepherd. And so congratulations to the boys in the Pinewood Derby there.
And they're being followed up by these folks in tan. These are Boy Scouts.
These are Boy Scouts, that's correct. According to our sheet, they are from Shrine, I'm going to say. Their leader, Steve Carpenter.
Pack 1720.
1720.
These look like an intermingling of Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts at this
Yeah.
group. The leader, Gina Miller, Cub Scout Pack 1720, is chartered through Barnard Elementary, which is actually in Troy, but it serves a fair amount of Royal Oak residents.
On behalf of Pack 1627.
And this is Cub Scout Pack 1627. And I can't find a thing about them on my
No, we don't
list.
have any information on them. We apologize for that. We can tell you the orange kerchief is a Tiger Cub. I'll give you
really?
that much. That's
Okay.
right. The yellow is the regular Cub Scout. You've got the red plaid. Those are Weeblos. And there's Pat Taylor, parade chairwoman in the Hummer, living large, delivering some Jimmy John sandwiches.
Serving, she has served as chairman for this parade longer than I can remember.
Yes.
And that's a long time because I've been involved in this parade in some way, shape, or form since I was about 10 years old. And I'm a lot older than that now.
Okay, we won't ask you how old.
Well, I haven't gotten my ARPA card yet, but it's
Okay,
coming.
good.
I think it's in the mail.
It'll be there tomorrow.
And here's another beautiful restored GMC fire truck.
That's the Owingsville Fire Department. First year this year in our parade. And this is driven by Doug Thompson. Now, I have a friend named Doug Thompson. It's not the same Doug Thompson, because I'd know if he had a fire truck like that. I'm sure I would have gotten a ride in it by now.
Now, if people are at home, they can't see it. This is something that you really do need to see up front because there's lots of nice little details that the brass hose couplings
Right.
on there, as well as the fire extinguisher. It looks very authentic. And
It does. They don't make them like that anymore. Well, next up's the Cavalry Post 276 of the American Legion in Royal Oak.
Now, people may have just heard an interesting little sound just a few moments ago, kind of a clicking sound. Something I hadn't seen in myself in a long time. A couple of young kids with cards, with playing
in the
cards
spokes
in
of
the
their
spokes of their bikes.
Yeah, that's
I'm
definitely
going to go
taking
home
me
and
back.
do that today.
No one will look and point around your neighborhood, will they? I don't think. Nah.
Oh, they do that anyway.
They do that anyway. Okay, so what's a little bit more pointing?
And this is the Royal Oak Senior Center bus. Seniors rode the bus to our parade for the first time last year, so this is their second year in the parade. Oh, and you know what's coming up after them.
That's right. It's the Borsati Calliope. Victoria Borsati Banks. It's the authentic circus calliope built around 1900. It's a very rare 53 whistle nation, the largest of air calliopes. At one time, it was in the fun house of the old Eastwood Gardens amusement park in Detroit, and for many years was owned by Detroit Edison.
There is nothing like a calliope.
Makes your heart sing, doesn't it?
When I hear a calliope, I think of two things. I think of circus music, and I, of course, realize it's the end of the parade.
That's correct. And there is, following the calliope,
Our mayor, Jim Ellison,
first
Jim
man and
Jody
woman.
Ellison,
That's right.
and their family, some of their family members. I hear they have a large family. And speaking of service, finally ending up our parade, the Royal Oak DPW, Department of Public Works, the Highway Division, road crews. These are people that come out in the coldest weather and the hottest weather. They fix the roads, water main breaks, all sorts of work these folks have to do for the city of Royal Oak, and they deserve our respect. And gosh darn it, I'm going to give it to them.
That's right. That's a big piece of equipment. Get out of the way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. There's your parade for 2009. You know what next year is? 2000. Doesn't that sound? 2010. 2010. It's.
Wasn't it
It's
just
the future.
2000? And before that, 1900?
It's the it's the future right before your eyes.
It's going fast, I'll tell you.
Oh, just like today's parade. Andy, I had a lovely time. It's been a wonderful day, and I still got my old man glasses on here. I forgot to take those off.
That's okay. He needed to read, though, so he could bring you the information. But it was an outstanding event, as always. And Leland, I want to thank you for being my co-host. An outstanding job by
I
yourself.
enjoyed it.
And to all of you, thank you for watching. And it's been an outstanding event. Once again, thank you very much to our servicemen and women all over the world and for all they do to make America safe for us and for freedom. So with that, we will sign off until next year. And thank you again for watching. This has been Leland Abernathy and Andy Aubrey for the 2009 version of the Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade. So long, everybody.